Welcome to Commander's Daily, everybody. It's your one-stop shop for everything going on with the Burgundy and Gold. I'm Bob Matthews. Delighted to have you along with us. Hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a day of coverage. The Burgundy and Gold scrimmage is in the books. It was the Gold team that won. That was the team that had had on its roster the first team defense and the second team offense. We'll get into that in a couple of minutes here. As far as how things went, the biggest non-participant, of course, in this was, you guessed it, wide receiver Terry McLaurin. Quick aside, backup quarterback Marcus Mariota, again, didn't practice in this thing. You know, DQ keeps saying, he's coming along, he's coming along, he's coming along. You would like to see him get some work here sometime in the preseason. Terry, and if you've been on Twitter or anywhere on social media in the last 24 hours, you probably saw the video of Terry and Adam Peters talking with each other on the sideline. You know, I think if you want to look for a silver lining, you can say, hey, at least the two of them are civil and professional about everything, and maybe that leads you to think that this gets done here within the next week. Although, as we sit here today on Wednesday, unless we get some breaking news later in the day that they've reached a contract agreement and Terry is signed, I don't think you're going to see him in the preseason. Could he get out on the practice field on Thursday? Possibly. I mean, they don't play until Monday night, but boy, I think at this point, the best you can hope for is they reach an agreement on this thing and Terry gets in there for the joint practices with the Ravens last week of preseason. So the only thing I can say, again, at least they're talking to each other. You know, you juxtapose that with what's going on in Dallas with Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, or Cincinnati with Trey Hendrickson and Mike Brown. At least we've got that to hang our hat on. It may not be much, but it is something. It's getting to the point where both sides are going to have to give in on this. And I understand that Terry wants an AAV of 30, and he has probably earned that. But unless you're ready, man, to tank the season, and that doesn't really do you any good, I think, unfortunately, you're just going to have to suck it up and take, if you can get them to even 27 or 28 million. Unfortunately, I think that's where it's going to have to be. Again, I thought Terry was worth every bit of $30 million, but the way things are going, he's not going to be on the field. It doesn't look like against Cincinnati. You need him on the, and Baltimore is, just a possibility now. But without him in there, man, this wide receiver core just isn't that good. Doesn't help that Noah Brown is also nicked up, but you saw it in the scrimmage today. Yeah, the defense looked really, really good. Javon Kinlaw and Daron Payne especially looked good. But without Terry, man, it's, this offense is on the outside just doesn't have any speed to stretch it. Deebo Samuel is a really, 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 really good player, but he's not your classic number one. You got to have Terry there to take the top off the defense. You got to have Noah Brown going over the middle to make Deebo the dangerous weapon that he is. And again, you saw that with Jaden Daniels having probably his worst day of practice in training camp on Tuesday during that scrimmage. Now, here's the big question. Does that help move the needle one way or another? Remains to be seen. Just watch the channel carefully. If anything pops up, we will either do an emergency cast for you or we'll at least post some information in the comments section of it. Went back and watched the All-22 on the Patriots game. By the way, shout out, and I'm sorry, the name is escaping me, but one of our great viewers dropped a comment and said, you went back and watched this mess? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did, but well played. On the comment there. Very, very subtle, very good. Now, I did go back and watch it because, again, there were some guys, even though things, wound up obviously not good overall, there were some things, and some people that stood out. Josh Connerly, in particular, really, really looked good to me. He was not in there, but I think 2 series. I saw him maybe get beat once, and nobody's perfect. But Connerly, I saw him quite a few times get to the second level on his blocking. Pass blocking looked really, really good. I really liked the way he played, and that's important. That's the plan for Connerly to come in there, for Connerly to be the starting right tackle, and it makes that offensive line just a hell of a lot better. So, I was really excited to see that. Again, we did not see a lot of the starters on the defensive line. But one of the other things that we saw, and we're going to talk about this again here when it comes to today, but Trey Amos, man, I went back, watched all his snaps on the coach's tape. And again, he looked good. He just looks like he belongs out there, And it's interesting because you think about Amos and Jaden, for that matter, and a couple other guys that are standing out. Something that Adam Peters in the front office has done here since coming to DC is they're drafting guys that have a little more college experience. Amos is another guy. I think he's 24 now. He turned 24 here sometime this summer. So, again, for a rookie, that's a little old. But he was in college for 5 years. A lot of it has to do now with the transfer portals and with the extra COVID year and all that stuff. But getting guys that have played a lot of games in college means they're ready for the NFL. And things are, fast, not quite as fast for them as they are for other guys. So not only did Amos stand out on the tape of the Pats game, but again, today in the scrimmage, he looked good. Swatted down a pass that was intended for Michael Gallup, was really, really good in coverage. Jeremy Reeves as well. Got a lot of playing time with the first team offense. And one of the things you might see this year, again, they've got some concerns at linebacker depth still, but don't be surprised to see Jeremy Reeves in there a lot with a 3 safety package when the season starts, at least until they're comfortable playing a third linebacker. But good to see Revo, getting some time in there as well. And again, if Trey Amos has not locked up that other starting quarterback spot soon, or yet, he will soon. That's for sure. Hey, don't forget, drop us a comment in the comment section. We appreciate it. We read them on the air when we have the time. We will be back with you again tomorrow as we get ready for preseason game number 2 against the Bengals. Hit the like and subscribe button, and like the wise man once said, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.